Hi viewers, welcome to the 32nd edition of Tech Agappe, Agappe Diagnostics News Journal for the Healthcare Fraternity. Hope all of you have enjoyed the 31st edition of Tech Agappe, where we had focused on intestinal health and related disorders. This edition we are focusing on geriatric health. We have with us a very eminent personality, a man beyond descriptions, the best ever technocrat of India, Dr. E. Sreedharan, popularly known as the Metro Man of India. We were fortunate enough to interview him today, the 12th of June 2022, on the occasion of his 90th birthday. Dr. Sreedharan has been credited with changing the face of public transport in India, with his victorious journey starting with restoration of the Pamban Bridge back in the year 1964, through his stint with Delhi Metro, the Konkan Railway, as well as the Kochi Metro. He has left no stone unturned in his successful journey. He has been awarded with the Padma Shri and the Padma Vibhushan titles by the Government of India. It is our privilege and honor to welcome Dr. Sreedharan to the 32nd edition of Tech Agape and to talk to us on geriatric health. Today, as we are at Dr. Sreedharan's residence, he is celebrating his 90th birthday. Wish you a very happy birthday, Sreedharan sir.
Thank you. Very nice of you. Thank you very much.
So you have been India's best known technocrat, having worked in diverse streams from the Delhi Metro, the Kochi Metro, the Indian Railways, the Konkan project of the Indian Railways, so to name a few of the major projects that you've handled. So on the go, what keeps up the fire in you? What keeps you going?
Well, to be very frank, it is not any ambition or inner persuasion that kept me going. It was more of a demand on my experience and on my expertise. I retired from the Indian Railways in June 1990. That means about 32 years back. But not even a day I could rest, because immediately I was asked to take over the Konkan Railway project. 7 years I was on Konkan Railway. I promised that I would complete the Konkan Railway in 7 years' time. And exactly 7 years' time, I was able to complete it within the estimated cost. Even before I completed Konkan Railway, the demand for me to take over Delhi Metro came. Originally, it was an assignment for only 3 years, but it went on for 14 years continuously, until I myself said, enough is enough, I must be allowed to retire. With great difficulty, they allowed me to retire. And I shifted to Kerala. But the moment I shifted to Kerala, I was persuaded or even forced to take over the Kochi Metro. So you see, it was not any personal ambition or personal drive. It was more a demand on me every time. And I welcomed the demand, because that gave me an excellent opportunity to serve the nation, to serve the country, to serve the society. So willingly I took over, made use of all those opportunities.
Right. As a person who have entered your 90s now, what is it that you do to keep up your health well?
Well, the need to have good health was a sort of a compulsion with me, because I had to face very challenging tasks. And unless you have got good health, it's not possible. That alone is not the reason. My father was very, very particular about the health of his children. He was very particular that as you study well, we should also take part in games, exercise. And he ensured that at least 1 hour every day we found time to play outdoor games. So that emphasis from father was right from the beginning. And I felt that this philosophy, unless you are very healthy, you can't contribute to the nation or to the work that you have taken up. So right from my young days, I was very, very particular about my health, and keeping good health is not a big job, it's not a very big challenge, really speaking. Only a very simple, few ordinary, practical steps that you follow. That's all what was necessary.
So, in terms of your professional journey, you were always on a high pressure kind of a work environment. Especially, I've heard that you have a timeline being promised to the authorities, and then you ensure that you actually complete your task or projects much before your timeline and within the budget. Now, this also puts in a lot of pressure. So, how do you deal with that?
Uh, to be very frank, I never felt any of the assignments given to me as stress giving. I always took it as a duty to be performed to the nation. In fact, it is something that we give to the nation back. So I never felt there was much of a stress. Mental stress was not there. Physical strain was there, no doubt. And because I had good health right from the beginning, I was very particular about it. Uh, Games, sports, even though I was very good in studies, I was actually good in games also. You may be surprised to know that I was the captain of the engineering football team in my engineering college. You can imagine the type of interest I used to take in my.
Right.
That was a habit, particularly insisted upon by my father.
Right.
You must take. So the daily routine that you follow to keep up your health, that itself dissipates the stress.
Right.
It's a good guidance. If you have a good habits of health, naturally the stress will not generally arise at all.
In today's world, if you look at especially the younger generations, the people in the mid 30s or early 40s, or even less aged people, we see a lot of them, they get into health issues. So, what is your advice to these people? What do you think they should
You see,
focus on?
this is basically due to their lifestyle. Not regular food habits, not having regular exercise habits, and then sort of attitude towards work. Most of them I find are overstressed, work too hard, too much of ambition, mainly to have material benefits, to win awards or recognition or to earn more. None of these things affected me at all. I never bothered about it. What recognition came to me, what rewards came to me, what my compensation. I never thought bother about any of these things. So this, they should also have, if they want to improve their lifestyle, moderation in everything, in work, food, exercise, sleep. It should be a very, very well balanced lifestyle. That is what is required, nothing more. Fortunately, the Almighty has given us all facilities. Around us, you find that excellent, good air is available, good water is available, excellent vegetation, everything is available. We should see that these are all preserved properly and enjoy them in a very, very moderate way. That's all what is needed.
Great. So today you are at your hometown here at Kerala now, and you're spending your retired life. I mean, I would only quote in terms of the literal meaning retired life, but as I understand from you, you're involved in a lot of other activities as well. So, what is it that you do on a daily basis so that you keep up your the health as it is today?
Well, that's a very good question, because this could be a model or a motive, inspiration for others as well.
Absolutely.
You see, my habit is I get up very early. Till very recently, I used to get up at 4 o'clock. Now, these days, for the last 6 months or 1 year, I get up at about 5 o'clock. Although I want to do it earlier, my wife doesn't allow. To get up very early, have my initial routine and all that. And then I read Srimad Bhagavatam early in the morning itself. Even before my bath, do all the things required. After that, I do some meditation. About 15-20 minutes, even sometimes half an hour meditation. Because the Srimad Bhagavatam, that leads you to that meditation straight away. After that meditation, I do some yoga. Either yoga or I take a short walk. But these days I do yoga in the morning and immediately take my bath. And by about 8:15, I am ready for my breakfast. Breakfast is generally very sumptuous. I mean, I lay a lot of stress on breakfast because as an engineer, I also often say that after breakfast, you get out. You don't know when you will get back home, where will you get your lunch, and all that was not very certain in those days. So I take a good breakfast, which can keep me going for the whole day if necessary. If lunch comes, it's all right. But lunch generally is a light lunch. Food habits are, I'm very, very particular about the food habits. I'm a strict vegetarian. I don't take even eggs, but I choose the vegetables properly. You must have a very balanced diet. That I'm very particular. All my children are also very, very particular about this balanced diet. Not eating too much. I am an ardent student of Bhagavad Gita. There is a slogan in Bhagavad Gita which says, you should be moderation in everything, particularly food, exercise, sleep, everything moderation. So I follow that very systematically. And evening, my habits are that I finish my work, unless I am on tour, finish my work by 4:35, get back home, and immediately after that with my wife we go for a walk every day. So it is not merely my health which is important, the health of the lady of the house. If she is sick, then who suffers? So I am very particular about her health also.
Right.
We go for a walk, 45 or 1 hour walk, come back, have my bath again, and I do prayers. Evening, Sandhya time, I do prayers for about an hour, followed by I read Bhagavad Gita for at least half an hour, and have my dinner very early. Generally by about 7:30, I have my dinner. After dinner, very often I take up some spiritual books or spiritual magazines. I get about a dozen spiritual magazines. I read them and go to sleep without any worry of what had happened, what will go wrong. None of these things I bother about. So many of the things I do the work and leave the results to God. Whether the results are favorable or not favorable, I only leave it to God to decide what should be the result. I work hard, sincerely, with passion, and generally things go the way I want.
So, Agappe Diagnostics, as we were discussing, we are an Indian in vitro diagnostics company, quickly expanding across the globe, now in more than 65 countries. And one of our key focus areas is India, especially the rural market. Now, we believe that development of indigenous technology is critical to improving our systems of healthcare. Sir, what do you think we should be doing so that we can advance on the health sector better than what we are today? Is there any suggestions that you have?
Well, this is excellently in line with what our Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, is expecting from the country. He wants self-sufficiency everywhere. And usually, except from Ayurveda and our age-old traditions of health. The modern allopathy, we are really very much behind, except drug producing. India is one of the big drug producers of late and exporting a lot of drugs. But on the diagnostic side, we entirely depend upon imports all these days. So I am very happy to know that indigenously we have started something very good. It's coming well, and I am of the view that India can do anything much easier and cheaper than any other country. We have got the brain power, we have got people to work, this can be achieved. So I must congratulate your company, the way they have started, the way they have come up. It's an excellent move. We need very many such enterprises to help our healthcare industry. It is very essential. The important thing is more facilities for healthcare. Most of the hospitals are government-controlled hospitals, and particularly state government. They don't have enough resources to invest. A lot of private investments have come, hospitals have come. They are doing also excellently well, but they are too expensive. We must have a healthcare system in the country which is easily affordable to a common man, and also accessible to common man. Because it's a big country, large population, so we need far too many hospitals. It is required. And people should be able to access the hospitals easily. Another one particular thing which I am very keen is we should be able to take healthcare to the homes, which we don't. Now everybody has to go to hospital or dispensary, which people who are already sick, it's very difficult to go, and even to decide which hospital to go and all that. Guidance will not be readily available. So where I am associated with some hospitals, where I insist that we must have a system where if there's a phone call, the doctor is available with a nurse to the patient at home. This is what we should bring about.
So you're mentioning both diagnostics as well as patient care.
Yes.
Both ways it should be available.
Yeah.
In fact, just to add on, sir, while you were mentioning this, Agappe as an organization, we have already started something called a point of care division. We are trying to bring in this concept of point of care or healthcare diagnostics at your doorstep. So that kind of a concept is being visualized by our organization. So specifically on geriatric care, what do you think should be our focus on? One is obviously diagnostics or healthcare at the doorsteps that you've mentioned. Is there anything on this front which you would like to recommend?
The best solution for this is the old people should not need any health care. That sort of lifestyle they should start. I've seen many people, they don't get any disease at all. They are quite healthy, happy. For this, if you have a balanced life, a good lifestyle, right from young days, I think even at the old age, you don't have to depend upon hospitals and doctors very much. And we have, in our country particularly, many home remedies, well tried, well trusted, well proven, home remedies. With that, they should be able to manage. We should not depend too much on hospitals and doctors. And they should be able to manage themselves. This is my, that we should bring up, which is there in countries like China. They're old people. They somehow manage, hardly anybody goes to a hospital. And they depend mostly on their homemade old type of treatment. That is the best thing we can bring, and that sort of education has to start right from young days. People should be told the importance of good health, the need for keeping up your mind and body healthy. You see, you find today many people, old people are there, no doubt. They apparently look very healthy, but they may have some other problems. Their hearing is not there, eyesight is not there, or some chronic type of a problem. That should be treated right from the beginning. Such in the old age they should not suffer. And then the best solution is any medical aid or diagnostic treatment that should be readily available to them at home. At home. In continuation, there is one more point I want to emphasize. Health depends entirely not on body alone. It depends upon your mind and your attitude. So, I have a feeling a touch of spirituality early in life somebody should pick up. And that spirituality will give him calmness of mind, peace, and guidance how he should perform himself. And this touch of spirituality, any religion, it doesn't matter, it has no religious color at all. A touch of spirituality, either through Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Bible, whatever it is, that will help quite a lot to keep good health. I have very
Great. Sir, in fact, starting with Kerala, Kerala is one state where we have seen that today's younger generation, a lot of them migrate to other countries, leaving parents either in retirement homes or at residences alone. So, what is your advice or suggestions for them to battle up loneliness? Is there any tips that you would like to share to our audience?
Certainly. They are practically become orphans because children are abroad. Money is not a problem for them. Place is not a problem. But they find life sort of a boredom, don't know what to do. This is exactly what I mentioned by touch of spirituality. If they get addicted, I would say, get addicted to this spiritual philosophy, nothing more is required. You don't require anybody, you don't require anybody's association, anybody's guidance, and you prefer loneliness at that time, and you find more and more time for spending in loneliness, meditation, reading, that sort of thing. This is exactly what is required. That they should learn. In Bhagavatam, there is particularly Tat Srunvan Vipatan Vijarana Paro Bhaktya Vimuche Naraha. That, you see, by studying, by thinking over what you study and trying to practice what you study, and by sheer bhakti, you are liberated.
So spirituality can make a lot of difference.
Lot of difference. This particular word, Tat Srunvan Vipatan Vijarana Paro Bhaktya Vimuche Naraha.
That's the essence.
That is the essence. That is what I do. I don't want to go to any old age homes. I don't want to go and spend my time with the children becoming a burden to them. I want loneliness, peace, and enough time to spend on these matters.
Fantastic. So thank you so much, Sreedharan sir, for spending your valuable time on this very auspicious day with the Agappe team. Thank you so much once again, Sreedharan sir.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to put forth my views on healthcare, particularly for the older generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.